Freeland. We have Memorial Landline inviting their parties like in a 44. They have a possible ID of Rockford West, or the Daniel, middle of Albert Road, 723 and 76. In our cards, we have confirmed an ID, and if we have any contact info for the family.
It was just like any other night that night. He was sitting back, kicking and sipping some Bud Light. Stressed out from the week, just trying to unwind. Only God knows why he decided to drive to the liquor store. But he done it before, just a couple blocks north, and he left off fourth. But this time he made the turn and he failed to stop and nailed the grandpa using the crosswalk. He slammed on the brakes, stunned and started to shake. He opened the door, blood stains splattered the paint. The man was in pain, he looked him right in the face. But it was too late, he was slipping away. In that moment of silence, when he closed his eyelids, was cut short by the sharp sound of the sirens. How could this happen? Lights flashing around him, squeezing the man's hand. That's how they found him. Too late yet, you better get the message before you end up dead. Are you ready for heaven? All you gotta do is put the keys down. I can hear him scream now, put the damn keys down. Too late yet. You better get the message before you end up dead. Are you ready for heaven? All you gotta do is put the keys down. I can hear him scream now, put the damn keys down. Grandpa, Grandma, Joe and Atlanta, Mom, Dad, and Chad all packed the van up and hit the open road. They were headed for the cabin. Little did they know that would never happen. Jason and Stacy were drunk out their faces, headed in the opposite way on Highway 6, smoking reefer, sipping cans of brewski, swerving, speeding, and acting goofy. Jay dropped his joint on the floor and looked down, swerved out and hit the family's last house. He came to in a hospital bed with police all around and his rights were read. Jason was arrested, the only survivor. The rest died from impact, wreckage, and fire. 8 lives lost from a stupid decision. Guilt-ridden Jay now lives in a prison. Too late yet, you better get the message before you end up dead. Are you ready for heaven? All you gotta do is put the keys down. I can hear him scream now, put the damn keys down. Too late yet, you better get the message before you end up dead. Are you ready for heaven? All you gotta do is put the keys down. I can hear him scream now, put the damn keys down.
All right, what's up, everyone? So today's message, 4th of July weekend is coming up. I haven't made any DUI stories, not stories, but true stories or events or anything like that in a while. But, 4th of July weekend, we're on 4th of July weekend. It starts today. And today is one of the highest weekends of DUI incidents, DUI deaths, DUI arrests. So, as everybody knows, I don't know if everybody knows, any new subscribers, but if you go back and watch 911 Dispatch, the day it changed my life, that's a little bit of my history. I was affected by a DUI driver. So this is something I'm very passionate about when I speak about this. It's something that comes from my heart. Well, honestly, everything I speak about on my channel comes from my heart. But today I want to speak about this just a little bit. Maybe you guys can share this. Please share this because it does mean a lot. My thing is I'm trying to raise awareness of drinking and driving, or driving under the influence, period. I'm not saying don't party. I'm not saying don't drink. Have your fun, party, do what you do. I'm not saying not to. I'm just saying be more aware and be more responsible and don't drive while under the influence of anything. And that could be anything from prescription drugs, from NyQuil. It can be anything. Anything makes an effect on your decisions and your reactions when you're driving. So that's my message. And like I was saying, this weekend is a high percentage weekend of people getting affected by driving under the influence. So I'm making this video real fast because it just don't change the people that's in the cars. It changes lives, families' lives. It changes, miraculously. My family was affected by so much. I don't even speak about 95% of the ripple effect that it causes on a family. I only speak just enough to send a message across. And, I speak of that, I speak at high schools, I speak at, classes, I speak at certain public events, and right now I'm giving my family a little break because of the high schools are all done, because it takes a toll. My family, it takes them back and they don't like thinking about it. But for me, it's something I feel like I really have to do, so I do it. And even though my family don't like it, they support me. And, I mean, literally, I can tell you stories for days that I know for a fact that's happened, affects, death. Like, one of my videos right before New Year's, I spoke about mom that was drinking and driving and killed her own daughter. One of the ladies I spoke with killed her own dad. There's so many different things, and it just doesn't affect the people in the car. Another situation where a person got in the car and drove the wrong side of the freeway and killed a whole family. There's so many different things I can speak about, but the main thing, it doesn't just affect one person; it affects the whole family in so many different ways. Can't even explain it. And I can tell you stories that I know for facts that's happened from, speaking at the high schools. I speaking at different events. I do speak with lawyers, with DAs, with judges, with officers, their side of the stories. And I don't speak about those. I can tell them because it's public. They speak about certain, I don't want to say certain cases, certain particular cases, but certain things. As a matter of fact, the fire department, a firefighter, I really want to get on my channel, but he wants to do it in person, which I don't blame him. I would love to meet him in person, but he wants to do it in person. So it's kind of hard because he's working two jobs, a firefighter plus he's a trucker. So trying to catch him on his time before we can do this. And you guys can see it also affects firefighters. I mean, in ways that's unimaginable because of what they see. They have to go through therapy, just the way it affects, first responders, ambulances. Like, for example, I just happen to know the person that I was in the ambulance with. And, they had it was bad. It was all bad for this person to see me the way they see me. The firefighter said that my incident was one that stuck with him bad. And he did say that, I mean, so many different ways it affects even first responders. It affects them, and they, a lot of the things they see, the way it affects them, it affects their family members as well. It causes divorces. It causes just because of what they're going through personally, from what they witnessed, from what they've seen on the scene. So it's not just the people involved. It's not just the people involved's family. It's also first responders, the way they get affected by it. And it's crazy because they weren't part of the accident or incident, I should say, because a DUI crash is not an accident. It could be prevented by not being selfish and getting in the car and drive. It's an incident because that's something that could be prevented. So, like in my case, for example, this weekend, I'm not doing nothing. I don't have a choice. I have to stay in the house. Why? Because right now we're having a heat wave. And, this heat wave, honestly, it makes me feel, because so many people that have it worse than me, being out there homeless, being in this heat. If I could, honestly, I'll go get a big old thing of cold water and go hand it out. But financially, I'm not able to. But, that's a different issue. But in my case, honestly, I can't go out because I used to love the heat. I love the heat. I'll go out and barbecue at 110 degree weather. But now I really can't be out because of all my hardware. I have bolts right underneath my eye because my face got crushed. And they reconstructed my face. It was so tore up. They went through my eyeballs. I don't know if you guys know who's watching now. I'm completely blind. I know I've been told that you can't tell I'm blind, but I'm completely blind. I can't even see my hand in front of my face. So this is caused because I was hit by a DUI driver. And 4th of July weekend, do me a favor, please don't drink under the influence of anything, because it'll affect not only your life, but somebody else's life. And you can maybe even save not only lives, but even save your own lives. You're not guaranteed to make it from point A to point B. So going back to what happened with me, I mean, we're having a heat wave, and during heat waves, I can't be outside because my hardware, I mean, surgical hardware, so it's not as bad anymore as other people that had hardware back in the days in their bodies. But my hardware still heats up, especially my bolts is the first thing it heats up, and I burn from the inside out. During this cold, I do freeze from the inside out, but it's not as bad because I can put clothes on. I can keep it somewhat um, insulated. But during the summertime, there's nothing I can do, especially now since we got sold a lemon, and now the AC went out. We're in a black car with leather seats, so it gets 10 times hotter in there. And this weekend, I can't go out there because of the heat. I mean, I could, but I want to be in pain. It's going to be bad, all bad for me. So this weekend, I got to stay in the house. I was supposed to barbecue, not barbecue. I was supposed to DJ this weekend, but unfortunately, because of this heat wave, I had to cancel. And, it sucks because we can use this income in my house because, I mean, we're just financially, we're on a basis where, I mean, it could be all bad for us. We're going to end up homeless. I'm pretty sure like everybody's just a paycheck away from ending up homeless. And that sucks because you're busting your ass, you're working. And if somebody was to get hit by a drunk driver, boom, guess what? Like us, we ended up homeless. And that was unfortunately not knowing certain programs that we qualify for. But now that we know this, we're going through these programs, which can take 46 months, but between them, we have to survive. And even then, it's not, permanent. It's just for temporary, but still, it's going to help us. It's, it's a blessing in disguise. But, this just is a little example of what can happen if somebody's drinking and driving. So be watching for your surroundings this weekend, because it is 4th of July weekend. There are more DUI drivers out there than usual. I mean, I was listening to my scanner last night. Honestly, I heard of 3 different. I was off and on with sleeping, so throughout the night, I heard 3 different DUI incidents, or actually 2 incidents and 1 arrest. And who knows what happened? Because on the scanner, it doesn't tell you details on it like that. You just catch little briefs of it on what they're talking back and forth to the dispatcher, like on my case. So I don't know the outcome of them. I'm pretty sure if I look in the or obviously I can't, but my kids look on the newspaper, and pretty sure it's in the newspaper now, or tomorrow maybe, I don't know. But it doesn't just affect one person. It's not just, it is what it is. For example, like the individual that ran into me, them and their family took it as get over it, but it's something we can't get over. I was an upfront father. Now I can't do 95% of the stuff I was doing with my kids. Now I'm blind with 1 leg. I went through multiple surgery, still got multiple surgeries to go. And now I got a scar in my brain. So I'm susceptible to seizures, which, that's a whole different topic that I can get into later, which I will. But my thing is, be careful, be responsible. Don't drive under the influence of anything. I'm not saying don't party. I'm not saying don't drink. I'm not saying go, me personally, I don't think weed is a drug, but it can affect your driving. I don't know. I don't smoke, so I don't know personally. But coming down to weed, to be honest with you, there's so many medical benefits to weed. It's not even funny. I had a doctor tell me that certain strains can help me, especially with keeping my optical nerve working, because it's the chip that in the back of my brain through all my brain trauma, and my brain's still swollen, and so I can't get on rides anymore. I can't do anything for at least 15 years. So, they say, there's certain strain of marijuana that will keep my optical nerve alive, where it won't die out and turn white. The way they explain it, I'm just making a long story short, until maybe when my brain swollenness goes down, that chip in the back of my brain may spark and work again, and I may be able to see again. But they say they highly doubt it. So, there's like pretty much like a 99% chance it won't happen. But there is that 1% chance. Hey, medically, because I was hit by a drunk driver, they did have to revive me 3 different times. Medically, I was supposed to come out of my coma. Medically, so hey, I've beaten so many odds. I've beaten so many odds from being hit by a drunk driver that I'm making a positive out of it now. I may be able to see again. I might beat that odd as well. But that's only 1% chance. But honestly, medically, they weren't giving me 0% chance, and I still pulled out of it. So, but it causes so many ripple effects. It's not even funny. And my family's still getting hit with ripples effects. It's like tidal waves. Honestly, it's like tidal waves. It's not even little ripple effects in the water. It's like getting hit with tidal waves. And unfortunately, we're going through it because I was hit by a DUI driver. And I'm saying DUI driver, not drinking and driving, for certain reasons. I won't get into all that. But so just be careful out there this weekend, and do me a favor, be responsible, and do not drive under the influence, because it will make so many impacts. If you make it home, if you do, I pray for you that you make it to point A to point B safely without ruining anybody's life, even your own life. But don't do it. I'm not saying to do it. Trust me, I'm not saying to do it, because in this incident, in my incident, I really wish this person would have got pulled over and a checkpoint. Why? Because I wouldn't be here today. I'll be working today, right now. I'll be out there. I'll be working. I'll be supporting my family, and my family going to be going through what we're going through. And so many impacts and tidal waves we've gone through because of it. Wouldn't never happen. But, maybe it's a good thing that it happened, because maybe I'm trying to help people out, make a positive message, and trying to help people not go through what my family's gone through. And it could have been worse if I would have passed away. Like medically I was supposed to. It could have been a lot worse. But I'm still here. My family has to go through it every single day plus more. So, and this is just my story. There's thousands of stories out there that I can talk about some of them. Some of them I won't talk about because they're still open cases. And some of the people that wants to come and do an interview on here, it's still an open case. And I told them I can't do it. I'm sorry. I apologize. But your case is open. And one of them is even, or actually 2 of them are even the actual drivers that was driving under influence. So my message, honestly, is don't ruin your life and don't ruin others. Be responsible. Don't drive under influence. Be safe out there. And remember, make sure you tell your loved ones you love them before you leave your house, because you're not guaranteed to make it home. Be a blessing. Stay blessed. I'm out.
4041, we have Memorial landline advising their party is likely in a 44. They have a possible ID of loss of arrest for Daniel, middle of Alberto, 723 and 76. They're inquiring if they have confirmed an ID and if they have any contact info for the family.
Next time you're drunk and you pick up the keys, I hope you take a second to remember this beat. If you don't and you drive and somebody does die, I warned you, fair and square, don't be surprised. I know you think you're tough on the liquor and stuff, but it's too late when you wake up crippled and hunched. My friend stuck in the chair, you can't tell me it's fair. He can't even speak, so his message I share. It's a breath of fresh air to know somebody can care. I'm clearing the air, so take a good look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you ready to stand up to anyone, anywhere, planning to drive drunk? All I can ask is that you follow this task before another mother has to cry, holler, and gasp. All because you had to suck a couple bottles back and drive away. Now she'll never get her daughter back. Too late yet, you better get the message before you end up dead. Are you ready for heaven? All you gotta do is put the keys down. I can hear him scream now, put the damn keys down. Too late yet, you better get the message before you end up dead. Are you ready for heaven? All you gotta do is put the keys down. I can hear him scream now, put the damn keys down.